Hi guys, this is Bhaskar Berry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to show you about explaining about the other remaining constraints. In the last video, we have seen about not null and default constraints. But as part of this video, we're going to see the primary key and foreign key relationship and what are they. So basically, a primary key is the one which defined on a table level on a particular column, which is used to identify the each record uniquely. Okay. So let's show you with an example how this primary key is created. So if you see here, we have the create table department. A department ID is a data type as integer and primary key. We are defining this ID as a primary key column in the table department. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so we have connected. So here you can see the table department. So these are the columns. If you see the primary key, we have the black color in identifications as a key here. So this is a primary key and which is integer and not null, and department name, and even that's not null. Keys you can define, you can see here under the keys PK, this is a default generated name. There are no constraints for this, okay? Um, uh, and basically this cannot contain null as well. When we define the primary key, even though if you don't define that as not null, it don't allow it to use the null, store the null values in that particular column. And at any moment of time, a table can have only one primary key. And this primary key is consist of single or multiple fields as well. We can combine both department and department name as primary key. That's called as a composite primary key. But as of now, just go with this simple primary key definition. Okay. And the next one is we have foreign key. This foreign key is nothing but even this is also uniquely identified record in another table, in another database. So there's a relationship between the primary key and foreign key. So if we observe here with an example, I have created another table called employee. Employee name is primary key for in this employee table, and we have name, salary, and apart from that, we also have the department ID. Uh, Department ID basically is a primary key in the table department as but department ID is a foreign key in the table employee. So which is giving the references to the parents table. We call this as a parent table and this table as a child table because it's referencing to the department. Okay, let's set some constant here. Default value would be like 1000. Okay. Okay, this table also created. Let me refresh it and just show you. Okay, so we have the table employee here, and these are the columns. So if you see, observe here, the department ID has a key value with the white color here, and the keys are primary key because table employee itself contains the primary key as employee ID and department ID as a foreign key. So we have two constraints, key constraints defined here. Okay, and this is a relationship constraint because there's some. This is a salary constraint. Sorry, the default constraint. This is there, no? That's the this default constraint which I have. Okay, let me uh, tell you the relationship how it affects in the real time because what happens is the primary key constraint is mainly used to prevent that action that would destroy this link between these two tables. Mm. So if we try to, for example, let me load the data and show you. Suppose we are trying to load data directly into the employee table, uh, employee ID 1, name Berry, salary assume it as 20,000, department ID. So if I'm trying to insert one department ID, it should throw me error since the data row one is not committed. The foreign key is there, right? In the department table, we don't have any data there. So that's the reason this ID cannot be loaded here. Let's check on the uh, querying the select statement there. Select star from table department. We don't have any data here. So that's the reason it was not allowing us to insert the data there. So let's insert the data first in the table department. ID as HR and as an admin developer. Okay. So I have inserted three departments here. So now if I try to insert this one, it'll be it allows us to load it. Okay. So let's me insert one more record. So now you can see here this department ID is stored as a foreign key referencing to the department. So if you see here, this basically these joins will be used like subqueries and doing the joins. This will be helpful to display the actual names or to do some operations on that. So this employee has the department one, so the department uh, field as there is other details like department name or department history to get those information from here. Okay, so this is regarding about the primary key and foreign key relationship. The next constraint is a unique constraint. The unique constraint is like it ensures all the values in a columns are different values. Columns are different. Um, let's see with an example here. Suppose here we have the table already created in the for table employee. So if you select the table employee, we have the employee ID, name, salary, and department. Let's keep the unique constraints for the names here. So let's alter the table. Alter table employee, add constraint, unique keyword, and this is the column name which we need to give. That column name will be like employee name I'm using here. And suppose if the table is already there and if the data doesn't contain unique fields, then it doesn't allow us. Just to show you that example before creating the key, let me add one more duplicate names in the employee table. Uh, it's already here. If you create one more record, fifth record as Raghu and some different values. The two different names as common, like Raghu for fourth and fifth record. Uh, let's select and verify it. You can see here fifth and sixth. So since these columns is not unique, we cannot create apply constraints on that column if the table is already if the data is already existing in the table. So let's see that. So you can see here the unique kind statement terminated because duplicate key was found in an object under union. Key value is Raghu. Okay, so that's the reason it's not able to create. So let's modify the value for this record here. And let's create the index now, sorry, constraint now. So now it's able to successfully create the constraints. Let's refresh it and check. Here we have that constraints on that uname. This is the, if you see, if you observe here, they have like the key names will be different, like pk underscore tbm employee some random generated id number here. So this is that system generated values, but this is the custom. I have already mentioned what should be the name of the keys here. So that's the reason I got that u underscore name. So for the unique key, let's insert one more record, 6, and let's validate it from here. And by typing the same name, Ram, so it validates does properly. So let's, okay. So now you see this, the name columns all are unique here. Okay. So this is about the unique constraints basically. The next one is like a check constraints. This ensures that all the columns satisfy certain conditions. Um, for example, let's create a age column in the employee table. So I'm just copying this to modify it. Add column name is like age instead of age is integer, and constraint is not constraint. You can keep it as not null here itself, and giving the name as check age. So instead of unique, it will be here check, and the column name should be greater than or equal to 22. Well, let me keep it as 22. So now let's create this. Okay, since I'm modifying the existing table to apply these constants, since I'm saying it's not null and I don't set the default value also here, that's the reason it's saying that um, this cannot be added. So let's add the default value as default 23 I'll keep, just to make sure that this is above this 22 or 23. Okay, so let me select the table and see what is the default value it has stored there. So now we can see the age is 23. Let's see if we are able to insert the record in the table employee with less than 22. So let me insert one more record otherwise. Department ID is 1. And here we have the check consent, right? So let's keep as a 12. So if you see here, it, the data row 7 is not committed because error messages the insert statement conflicted with the check constraint c underscore age. The conflict occurred in the database company table column age. The statement has been terminated. Okay. So that's the reason we need to have at least minimum 22 to store that constraint here. See now it was able to insert that record with the age constraints. Okay, so this is about the check constraints. And to in earlier I showed you about the unique, right? So the unique constraints are it will be helpful in the table department table because the department value should be unique. So this can be applied on the department name here. Okay. So this is about the unique and check constraints. So I'm going to attach these scripts in the GitHub repo. So I'll share that GitHub repo in the YouTube the link as well. Um, yeah. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel.